Welcome to News at Night for Wednesday, March the 10th. I'm Colette Linden.
I'm Craig Huckerby. It's been a very soggy day today, but we ain't saying nothing yet. We got heavy showers and maybe even some thunder showers coming in tonight. I'll give you all those details coming up.
Premier Doug Ford addressed the province today and was joined by Christine Elliott, Deputy Premier and Minister of Health, Solicitor General Sylvia Jones, and General Rick Hillier.
We will have more than 120 new mass immunization clinics open by the end of the month, giving us the capacity to deliver up to 150,000 doses a day, dependent on supply from the federal government. This is an absolute game changer. It appears that our vaccine supply is continuing to improve. Yesterday, we received 194,500 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. To get these vaccines administered as quickly as possible, more members of Team Ontario are stepping up. As of Friday, over 325 pharmacies will begin offering the AstraZeneca vaccine to Ontarians between the ages of 60 and 64. In fact, some pharmacies started administering vaccines this morning.
The Ontario government is developing its first ever critical mineral strategy to help generate investment, increase the province's competitiveness in the global market, and create jobs and opportunities in the mining sector. It will also support Ontario's transition to a low-carbon economy, both at home and abroad. Ontario is well positioned to become a global supplier, producer, and manufacturer of choice for certain critical minerals, including but not limited to nickel, copper, cobalt, and platinum group elements. New technologies and high-growth sectors that rely on critical minerals include information and communications technology, electronics, energy, aerospace and defense, health and life sciences, and transportation. To inform the critical mineral strategy, the province is releasing a discussion paper for public consultation on the Environmental Registry of Ontario. A consultation with industry and Indigenous communities will also help guide the development of the strategy to be released this fall. Which road is the worst in the city for the dreaded potholes? Unfortunately, with the warmer weather comes our favorite season, pothole season. Wedged somewhere between winter, spring, and construction season, pothole season wreaks havoc on our vehicles. From flat tires to suspension issues, vehicles suffer thousands of dollars of damage yearly from these infrastructure divots. Potholes are starting to appear in roadways, and drivers become more and more aware of them. According to a Canadian Automobile Association report in 2016, potholes cost Canadians $1.6 billion annually in repairs. Potholes are divots in the roadway that vary in size and shape. They are caused by the expansion and contraction of groundwater after the water has entered into the ground under the pavement through cracks. When water freezes, it expands, and once it thaws, it leaves a void, which when run over by cars, creates a pothole. The City of Sault Ste. Marie said you can submit your pothole observations online at saultstemarie.ca. Nominate the worst street for potholes in the city, and we may go out and take a look. On March the 9th, shortly after 10 p.m., members from the East Algoma Detachment of the Ontario Provincial Police were on patrol duties on Sea Line Road in Richards Landing. Shortly after 10 o'clock p.m., police initiated a traffic stop on Sea Line Road of a possible impaired driver. The driver refused to provide breath sample and was arrested. As a result of the investigation, Thomas Dumont, 25 years of age, was charged and accused, released on an undertaking, and is scheduled to appear before the Ontario Court of Justice in Blind River on April the 1st. The Ontario government is providing up to $1.4 million to help the District of Sault Ste. Marie Social Services Administration Board, bringing the total funding received to roughly $4.2 million. Funding helps the Sault's DDSAB respond to an increase in COVID-19 cases in some emergency shelters and to help keep vulnerable people safe. The new funding will protect homeless shelter staff and residents and help prevent more people from becoming homeless. Ross Romano, MPP for Sault Ste. Marie, said this morning in a live Zoom conference that this is a great news for our community. He is excited to see the government funding social services in the community and helping the fight against COVID-19 by ensuring protection from the city's vulnerable populations. Today's announcement is part of the province's additional $255 million investment through the Social Services Relief Fund. Provincial service managers and Indigenous program partners can use the funding to acquire motel and hotel spaces, to support physically distancing of shelter residents, hire more shelter staff, purchase seasonal protective equipment and cleaning supplies, and add to rent and utility banks to prevent more people from becoming homeless.
Well, we lucked out and saw a couple hours of a break from all the rain, but don't get too used to that because we have some heavy showers moving in right now and even maybe some thunderstorms. And then I'll tell you what's coming up next right after the break.
Don't click it, Mike. It's a scam.
Oh, hi, Voice of Reason. It looks legit.
Don't click. Listen to your voice of reason before you act.
I deleted it.
Canada.ca/bscamsmart can help.
Loss is something that never leaves you. Donate $45 today to help victims of impaired driving. A message from Mad Canada.
Is going to a party really worth it? Putting yourself at risk puts everyone at risk. Help limit the spread of COVID-19.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, as I said, it's been a pretty soggy day today, and we have some more rain coming in tonight. In fact, we're going to see the heavier rain come in tonight. We'll show you that on radar in just a bit. But right now, the temperature is 3 degrees. It's going to stay 3 degrees for the next 12 hours, believe it or not, because the cold front hasn't shifted, and nor has the low pressure system, which is why we're going to see a continuation of heavy rain for the next, I'm going to say 6 to 10 hours. So, but also coming with the rain is some southerly winds gusting up to 70 kilometers an hour tonight, and then again revamping for that for tomorrow. We also have a lot of warnings to tell you. We have heavy rain to the south, we have freezing rain to the north, and even some pockets of some heavy snow in the Hearst area, all from this one system, and we'll show you that on the radar exactly what we're looking at. So this is the zoom in from the system, and you can see a lot of rain and some freezing rain to the top. This is still going to continue to move to the northeast fashion on a very slow track, and we have lots of rain going right back into the U.S. that we have to deal with yet. And again, we see some embedded thunderstorms and some lightning there too as well. And again, the winds are going to pick up tonight, making it not a great night for doing anything outside. We'll pull out and show you just exactly what I'm talking about, and you can see just how far reaching this system is. And all this has got to come this way because the low is still here. It's not moving. This is the cold front. It's starting to move now. It's not going to pass us tonight, which is good news, and it's actually not going to even pass us tomorrow because we're going to stay on the eastern side of that front. So we'll show you that on the systems map coming up, but these are our lows tonight, and we are dipping a little bit, -3 by morning tomorrow, -1 in Mackinac, 2 degrees staying on the plus side in Sudbury as a warm pocket of air stays there, and -5 in Thunder Bay as they're starting to feel the influence of that cold front. So if we show you on the systems map now, this is for tomorrow, and again, see the low has not really moved. Here's that cold front, and this is all the rain associated with that cold front. All this rain wants to wrap itself into that low, and this snow will also try to wrap itself into the low as it slowly tracks. So we could see some flurries tomorrow. It's not going to accumulate at all because temperatures will stay above freezing for the most part for the day part, and then we start seeing our temperatures dip at night, and again we won't see any accumulation or much from it anyway for the for Thursday night into Friday. For Thursday though, this is your 3-day forecast. The rain will taper off during the morning. The warnings, by the way, are in effect till about 3 o'clock Thursday morning. Temperatures at 7 degrees. I'm going to say that's a little optimistic because I just don't see that warmth coming here, but temperatures are going to dip to -5. For Friday, temperatures still above freezing. We have some flurries in the forecast. Again, that's just lingering moisture in the air. I don't anticipate any accumulation. And for Saturday, we finally start to dry up and clear up a little bit. Temperatures, though, at the freezing mark. We rebound our temperatures for the weekend on Sunday and into Monday. We stay on the plus side, and we are still watching another system coming in for next week that does have snow in it, but right now it looks like it's weakening, so we'll keep an eye on that. Jacob Moore is standing by with your sports right after this.
one of our 3 Sault Ste. Marie locations. You do life, we do taxes.
Together we can reduce the spread of COVID-19. Taking the bus, picking up a prescription, getting groceries. Stay 2 meters apart at all times. Save lives.
Hey David, is this about the OHL?
The Ontario Hockey League return to play is back on the table. Lisa McLeod, during a press briefing about Ontario tourism, was asked about the Ontario Hockey League.
I'm feeling great right now. I know that there are still a few outstanding details with the Ministry of Health and the Chief Medical Officer of Health. My team is feeling very confident that we've got the OHL to a place where they would be able to safely play with contact, providing certain conditions. And so asking folks just to wait over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We know that they'll probably also need some financial compensation, so we're looking at what that might be as well. So I'll have more to say on some of the funding for the OHL, but also on when they'll return to play. But I'm optimistic that they will get games in. There will be an additional component to this, however. Once we would sign off, if the Chief Medical Officer of Health is confident, they will need to go to their local medical officers of health, just as the NHL and the AHL had to do. So there is a lengthy process, but not one that I think is too lengthy that we can't get a season in, as long as the health conditions are right.
The National Hockey League and ESPN have inked a new contract. ESPN will now be the provider for all your NHL games starting next season. ESPN and the NHL both have not released a statement on the terms. Stay tuned to Sue Online to make sure you get that information. The NFL has made an announcement today about the salary cap. The NFL has announced for the first time in 11 years the salary cap will be decreasing. The salary cap was originally just over $198 million and now has been decreased to $182.5 million. What this means for the salary cap is the teams need to get down to this cap by next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. The pain is expected to only be temporary, though, as audiences will increase in 2021 significantly for the NFL. The NFL is also working on finalizing a new broadcasting deal, and they are expected to elevate revenues far from pre-pandemic levels. Stay tuned for updates with Sue Online on the salary cap.
To go back home to play. Bosch strong out of the timeout. Chris Bosch on the inside. Great move.
Former Toronto Raptor power forward Chris Bosch has been added to the possible Hall of Fame inductee list. Chris Bosch is an 11 consecutive year All-Star, played for the Toronto Raptors from 2003 to 2009, averaging over 20 points a game. He also won 2 NBA championships with the Miami Heat. Kyle Lowry is very upset with a lot of media outlets as he vents to Instagram, and I quote, "Don't put things out unless they are from me." This should end the rumors that Kyle Lowry is on the move and he is here to stay. In 29 games this season, Lowry is averaging 18 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 7 assists. He was acquired by the franchise prior to the 2012-2013 season and sits second in the franchise history for most games played, 584, behind DeMar DeRozan. Tune in to 705 Sports on Friday, where we break down what's going on with your Toronto Raptors. Although the Winnipeg Jets were happy with the end of the game, they weren't happy to hear the news about Nathan Beaulieu. Nathan Beaulieu, during the second period, blocked a shot right to the hands and had to leave the game. A tweet was released by the Winnipeg Jets saying he would not return to the ice. There is no timeline on when Nathan Beaulieu will be back, and the Jets are hoping to have him in the lineup for tomorrow night's game.
Besser couldn't shoot. Ben does scores! Tip in front of the net, and the Canucks are on the board.
Vancouver Canucks forward Elias Pettersson will be out for at least another week with an upper body injury, according to head coach Travis Green. The 22-year-old has missed the Canucks' last 3 games, and he has not played since March 2nd against the Winnipeg Jets. Pettersson has recorded 10 goals, 11 assists in 26 games. Well, that's it for sports. Colette standing by with all your news right after this.
Do your part to help stop the spread of COVID-19. Wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. Cough into your elbow, not into your hand or in the air. Avoid touching your face, eyes, and mouth. Keep your distance from people. Stay at least 6 feet away from others. If you're feeling sick, please just stay home. Do the 5 and keep others alive. Help stop the spread of COVID-19.
Drop by one of our 3 Sault Ste. Marie locations. You do life, we do taxes.
On March the 8th, officers with investigation services charged a 17-year-old boy with sexual assault. It is alleged that on March the 1st, he pointed a firearm at a person known to him and later the same day committed a sexual assault. At 7:30 p.m. on March the 8th, officers with investigation services and emergency services unit executed a search warrant at his residence. Upon entering the residence, officers located the accused and was arrested. A subsequent search of the residence located 4 replica airsoft firearms. He is charged with sexual assault, pointing a firearm, and possession of a weapon for dangerous purpose. He was held for bail court. Michelle McLeave-Kennedy, the NDP candidate for Sault Ste. Marie, is backing the local Chamber of Commerce call for broadband support in Ontario's upcoming budget, saying it's long-held NDP priority that would help local families and small businesses get through the pandemic and bounce back stronger than ever. Rory Ring, who is the CEO of the Sault Ste. Marie Chamber of Commerce, recently flagged broadband as a regional priority as the Ontario Chamber of Commerce made its pre-budget submission. McLeave-Kennedy said that she is committed to fighting for broadband access in Northern Ontario, and the NDP is calling for a COVID-19 broadband strategy and vowing to guarantee that every Ontarian has access to this essential service no later than 2030. British TV personality Piers Morgan on Wednesday doubled down on the criticism of Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, that likely got him dismissed from his high-profile anchor job at Good Morning Britain in his typical style. He dug in his heels, refused to apologize, and announced that he'd be back. Morgan sensationally resigned on Tuesday after he seemingly crossed the line, not for the first time, when he said he didn't believe a word Meghan told Winfrey in her interview, alleging mistreatment by Buckingham Palace. Specifically, her assertion that she felt suicidal was offered no help. Britain's television watchdog Ofcom said that it received more than 41,000 complaints following the Monday edition of Good Morning Britain and had launched an investigation into Morgan's comments related to harm and offence rules. The closing of HuffPost Canada and HuffPost Quebec was an abrupt development for the journalists who were in the middle of workday when their new ownership made the announcement. The outlet said in a statement on its website that it will no longer be publishing content as of March the 9th, while existing content will be kept as an online archive. The site was shut down later in the day. BuzzFeed recently acquired HuffPost from Verizon. BuzzFeed, which also announced layoffs for the U.S. newsroom on Tuesday, said it's closing HuffPost Canada and HuffPost Quebec's operations and laying off 23 workers as part of a broad restructuring plan for the company. Lake Superior State University is offering free business attire by adding outdoor protective clothing to professional business to Laker students. University students who want to engage in outdoor course activities or partake in the natural resources of the Eastern Upper Peninsula but lack the wardrobe no longer must worry. The LSSU Fisheries and Wildlife Club recently created Seymour's Annex to supply classmates with outdoor protective clothing at no cost. Seymour's Annex is an extension of the campus Seymour's Closet that has provided professional business attire to LSSU students for free since the fall of 2019. Student Lakers keep the clothes from both facilities. Dr. Ashley Mork, advisor of the Fisheries and Wildlife Club and director of the Center for Freshwater Research and Education at the school, is proud of the Fisheries and Wildlife Club for recognizing the imperative to create opportunities for all students, regardless of their economic situation, to be able to participate in outdoor activities surrounding our campus. Seymour's Annex is a terrific step toward promoting equity and access to outdoor opportunities for students. Donations for Seymour's Annex or Seymour's Closet also can be dropped off at room 267 of the Kenneth H. Sholdis Library or by contacting Norwich by email or phone at 906-635-2228. I love me some thunderstorms. Tell me some more, please.
I love thunderstorms too, especially in bed at night and you just hear the rumble and the thunder. Hopefully we'll hear that tonight. There are a couple of pockets coming in later on tonight. The second half of the storm is the brutal part. This is the heavy rain coming in tonight, then the strong winds and the temperatures dipping sometime tomorrow. But in the meantime, it's very spring-like for tonight with thunderstorms and some very heavy showers. So.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to those thunderstorms. I hope they happen. Thank you for joining us today on News at Night for Wednesday, March the 10th. For Craig and Colette, have a great evening. Stay tuned for more news and weather.